There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron.
Hello, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody is thinking positive and going forward in life. And if trying to achieve certain goals, I think we should buy little pieces of that big pie. But today we have a little bit different thing. It was a question that was asked by one of the kids last week, and the question was, "Has there ever been a movie of Savant?" And the answer is yes, there has been. If you like, if you like the movie, I'll put a link because there's portions of it on YouTube. The movie's name was Savat. It was it's a film that was released in 1995. The star was Oliver Gournier, and Oliver Gournier was actually a Belgian kickboxer. And in Belgium, most kickboxing schools in Belgium, they transfer over with a little bit of boxe française, and they do Thai boxing, and they just kind of go over. They kind of mishmash it over there. That's really more of their arts there in Belgium. And even though boxe française has been around in Belgium for a very long time, from the 1800s actually, when Joseph Charlemont was actually exiled to Belgium and then later on came back. So many people, the Belgians, I remember, were arguing with the French and saying back in 1991, as I said in an international committee, because I am an international delegate, and they would say that boxe française was created by Joseph Charlemont was codified in Belgium and then brought back to France, codified. So it was a lot of fun going back and forth and listening to the old professors, especially at that time, talk about certain things and certain elements. Let's get back to the movie. The movie was made in 1995, and it was released through HBO. Actually, of course, yeah, it was HBO that released it. It was not in the cinemas, so it was an HBO movie. One of those that it came out. I remember everybody was so excited. We had a cookout at my house, and everybody was sitting. A lot of the students were sitting around looking at the movie, and we were watching it. We all criticized it and laughed, and it was just good entertainment. The movie is about a French soldier, that he was in Mexico. A lot of people don't know that the French were in Mexico. Yes, they were. In fact, the Mexican elite or the Mexican governors or the Mexican dons wanted to become nobles, and right after they split from Spain. So they brought in, they talked with Napoleon. They brought in Maximilian, and came in there. And there was a time period in Mexico when they were given classes of nobility. That's what they were going to start. Well, at the same time, a lot of the Indians, Mexican Indians, were used as slaves, but not really as slaves because they did not have slavery with the Indians. They did have slavery with blacks, Mexico did. But what happens is that, they revolted. A lot of the mestizos came out. They didn't like the way the French were handling Mexican government. And that's why you have, Cinco de Mayo, which is the Battle of Puebla. Well, anyway, that's a different story. But there were French there. There were French Slavs. And in fact, Joseph Charlemont, when he was younger, he was in Mexico during that time frame. Okay. He was in Mexico, and he was also in Tonkin. He was a Slav, and then we went back and was in France, opened up the school. Then they were all exiled, and at that time frame, a lot of saboteurs were exiled to Belgium. And when he came back to France, he continued with the school, opened the school. They opened up the different societies of boxing because there were 3 different ones. Boxe française was involved in it. That's very well recorded. But this movie deals with they changed the name. They want to make it sound like Charlemagne, but they call him Charlemagne. It's a French soldier goes somehow leaves the Legion, the French Foreign Legion. He's a Savate champion in the Legion. He leaves and goes off into the desert, strolls by this small little town, and get defends a young lady with her brother, and he kicks people around, which I'll show the scene. It's very well, he did a great job. He does a great coup de va, and it was very comical and very serious and comical at the same time. But he shows elements of panache, the using the articles of clothing to manipulate the fight. He shows a little bit of, or trying to show a little bit of Luc Parisian, and he does a wrist throw or an arm throw. Yes, we do have certain elements like that, but they're not as per se as like Hapkido throw or Nakido throw, like what he was doing there. So Luc Parisian does exist. The Parisian grappling does exist. Um, it's a good movie to see. If you can download it through YouTube or look it up in YouTube, I've tried to purchase it on Amazon, nowhere to be found. Somewhere around 2000s, they changed the name because the popularity was down. They tried bringing it back. They changed the name to The Fighter. Okay, the movie similar to Jackie Chan's The Big Brawl. If anybody remembers The Big Brawl, similar. Storyline's very similar. At the end, Oliver Gournier, his name is Charlemagne. Um, he ends up becoming kind of like the town hero and stays with the girl, the damsel in distress, and lives happily ever after. But there's a scene that he kicks a fly on the window with a chasse lateral or a side kick for many people. And people don't understand that a long time ago they used to say a saboteur can kick full speed at a window and not break the glass. I have heard it by many that existed. Is it a tall tale or not? I have no idea. But nobody has ever told me that if that was actually a test when you went into the clubs back in Charlemagne's club. Okay, because people always say Charlemagne used to do this, Charlemagne used to do that. If you did this, that's when it would teach you, or that's when you became silver glove. People always talk about it, but and reference it, but nobody pinpoints where it came from. So that's something like a little legend and myth within Savate. And it's a great movie to watch, folks. We have a lot of stuff coming in. Like I said, we have this weekend we have a seminar with an old sparring partner, which is mine, Jason Webster, a great guy. He does Thai boxing. Those that want to come in, we're going to be here on Saturday. But I want you guys to try to come, and I encourage you all, especially out there if you're interested in Savate, come down to the 32nd Passage to God. That will enable you to see Savate Danseru at his whole entity. People will be testing as well, but you can come and work out. There's going to be some great professors. Under Big Blue, I know that we're going to be training. We're going to be training with both Lacan and Baton and other weapons and so on. We have Jean-Louis Lassens. It's going to be broken down into three of us that are going to be teaching. It's excellent for everybody to learn. Again, great fellowship. That's the first weekend of June. I'm going to leave you with this. Subscribe, share if you like it. Look for the movie Savate. And stay safe. Be safe. And stay well. Until next time. Much peace.